What is going on to you, Virgo? So you have the Six of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the World, the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Wands, Three of Swords, Page of Cups, the Moon, Queen of Pentacles, and the Two of Swords. So the Six of Wands, right? The Six of Wands really speaks to some real victories that a lot of you Virgos are actually having, right? A lot of things that you wanted to get done as far as not just relationally, but work-wise, health-wise, are getting done, actually meeting those certain milestones that a lot of you Virgos really wanted to get to. So the Knight of Pentacles is about, as far as a relationship is concerned, some people are trying to step up. Some people are trying to get to know you. But the world represents, I should say, and the world represents, but you just see things from so much of a bigger perspective. And about how it is that, just the way that the world essentially is going and how, a lot of people are pretty much stepping out of it. Just the ever-changing face of the dating pool. A lot of people are getting out. A lot of people are done. They don't want to date, and how a lot of people keep talking about they want better and better and better and better and better. And some people are staying in it. Some people are just like, look, I'm done. No matter where they go, they're done. And for you Virgos, this really speaks to the power of your decision making, because again, you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is about people trying to supposedly get to know you. But this is really an instance for you Virgos where you get to decide. Like, a lot of you Virgos are not going to try to go super hard to date. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to give the person a fair chance, but at the same time, the whole idea of needing to like go hard, put in a lot of effort. Now, a lot of you Virgos may be asking yourselves, well, how is it that you say that you're going to give a person a chance, but then at the same time not put in so much effort? Because people are putting in way too much effort for dysfunctional people in the first place. And what I mean by that is the idea that somebody will tell you that they're interested in you, and then when you try to make a move, you go in to kiss them. You try to touch them, not necessarily down there, but you try to touch them, have some sort of physical contact. They're pulling or pushing away. But these are the very same people that told you that they're interested in you. So what are they doing? Then it's the idea that now when you've been trying to get to know them, right? It's always this and that and this and that. Oh, always these excuses. They go ahead and then they break up with you Virgos, right? Or just in general, this is how it happens. And then they go with somebody else that ended up being intimate with them. And then now it's like, but now it's like, it's the idea of, but with you Virgos, they liked you, but they were pulling away. So what are they doing? And it makes them look weird. It makes them look like an oddball. Like, what are they doing? It makes them look like they're not all the way upstairs, because they just did the very same thing that they didn't want you to do. So what are they doing exactly? And the thing about it is that the Knight of Swords now represents, well, some of these people may have the same type of motif. They may do the same thing. But I will say this though, Virgo, don't be so quick to judge, okay? Just kind of sit back and see what type of time they're on. The Nine of Wands now represents, so as a result also, and a lot of you Virgos are honestly, you have no problems leaving, That's one thing that us as Virgos got to learn to develop. We have to become more comfortable with walking away, and maybe we are making a mistake, but at the same time, being okay, learning to understand what walking away truly means and understand what comes after walking away, so that we don't feel like we missed out so much. Because it's fear of missing out is why it is that we go back in the first place. So we got to get over the FOMO. We got to get over the fear of missing out. And then you have the Three of Swords, which is where a lot of you Virgos, because when you go back and you try to regroup and things end up not, things end up being exactly what it is that you thought they were, right? That they're dysfunctional. Now it's like now you're coming down on yourself, because now it's like, well, why exactly did I go back? And then the things that the Page of Cups now is about, but also at the same time, don't think too hard about that, because this is the scenario. But then at the same time, when it comes to this person, you got the Moon, which represents you ghosting them. So this could very much so be about like you Virgos. It could, the way that I see it, you Virgos have to essentially play your cards very wisely. And what I mean by that is just sit back and really pay attention to the person, get to know them, but don't jump down their throat and be like, oh, well, you're just the same, just like everybody else. Who cares? Whatever. You need evidence to know that. Okay, if you're going to continue to date, you can't be running around acting like this with people. You will turn a lot of people off. And then when you realize how dysfunctional they are, then you ghost them. Because the Queen of Pentacles, you don't have to really take too much time to get to know them, because you know them. And you know that they're not putting in any kind of work. They are delusional. And again, a lot of delusional people tend to be very confident. Is it real confidence? No way. Are you kidding me? Is it real confidence? Absolutely not. It's not real confidence. They have to, that's where the word con in con artist comes from. The word con is short for confidence. So they're over here and it's smoke and mirrors. But a lot of you Virgos are able to see through this, and like when people are overly confident, that's a dub, because obviously more than likely there's something that they're hiding, because there's a difference between confidence and too much confidence. No one should really be too confident. You can be confident, but 100%. And then you have the Two of Swords, which represents, and the reason why it is that you would have left them, or you may leave them, if it's not delusion, if you're not thinking, if you haven't gotten out if you haven't stopped trying to date people, right? And if you actually are open to date, then the reason why it is that you would stop talking to them in the first place is because they're trying to just get you to do too much work. And yeah, and like I said before, it's at a point now where one side who's been getting approached, they don't have a choice. They're gonna have to start doing more approaching. They're gonna have to, because the other side is done. And I'm not necessarily gonna post up the video, but I may or may not. But there are more and more people who are like, look, I'm just gonna stay single, because it's too much. The idea that I'm gonna put in this work, and this person is a weirdo because they all over the place. Are they into me or are they not? These games are starting to get stale. And now so many people are so caught up in the games, is when you approach, you're talking to somebody, they turn you down. No. So now that you turn down everybody, now it's like, okay, well, what now? Now it's like, well, oh, you need to step your game up. It's like, no, I don't. I can just go off and do my own thing, because you're a weirdo. And that's how, and I may post up the video in the comment section, but I'm telling y'all, that's how it's becoming. This idea of ego and let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Moon. So to clarify the Moon, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the Star. Now, this card originally popped out, put it back into the deck, shuffled it up, popped out again. So this is about how a lot of you Virgos are steadily ghosting, you know what I mean? Ghosting people, just really, just not really feeling to, you know, just lightly dating for a little bit. And then if you realize that these people want you to do too much, a lot of you Virgos are out. The 10 of Wands, right? The Star card, people trying to, you're elusive. People are trying to get a hold of you, trying to talk to you, but a lot of you Virgos are like, nah, that's a dub.